Nonprofits raised over $3 billion on GivingTuesday last year. That's one day in the year. And it's an estimated 15% more than they raised the year before that. The amount is just projected to grow. Now, if you're unfamiliar, GivingTuesday is a day that takes place on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving in the United States every year. It got started in 2012 as a movement or campaign to try to grow generosity in the United States and encourage people to donate to nonprofits. But today, it's a global movement spanning 6 continents, and as I said, inspiring millions in donations every year. And this matters if you have a nonprofit because you want to figure out the best way to fundraise on this day, GivingTuesday. GivingTuesday is definitely a top fundraising day around the world, and you don't want to miss out. But how can you make sure that your nonprofit stands out with thousands of nonprofits participating around the globe? In this video, we're going to talk through 6 unique fundraising ideas for ways that you can stand out on GivingTuesday and give your campaign a little twist that might surprise and delight your donors. I'm Amber Melanie Smith. If we haven't met before, hello and welcome. I'm a nonprofit founder, social entrepreneur, and social impact YouTuber. You can check out over 200 videos on my channel here all about starting a nonprofit, social entrepreneurship, fundraising, social issues, and so much more. And don't forget to check out my new website, changemakercafe.com, where we have resources organized, all nice and neat for you to do your learning on how to accelerate your social impact. And you can join our new membership community coming out soon that's going to serve as an accelerator and guide for folks starting a social impact organization or nonprofits. Join us there. You don't want to miss all those resources. And of course, thanks to our sponsor for this video, Zeffy. They are the only 100% free fundraising platform for nonprofits. You're going to want to learn more about them, so stay tuned. Let's jump right into these 6 ideas to liven up your GivingTuesday nonprofit fundraising campaign this year. The first is to get hyper specific with your fundraising campaign goal. Here's what I'm talking about. Helping a potential donor visualize the impact that they can make by giving your organization money is very important, but not very many organizations do this well. It can be tempting to throw up a generic fundraising campaign for GivingTuesday or for your end of year giving, but I'm telling you, go in the opposite direction. Get super specific. Here's what I mean by that. Pick one compelling, inspirational bucket that you need to raise money for your organization and message your entire campaign around that. Here's an example. In 24 hours, we're going to raise $10,000 to cover the adoption fees for 50 dogs. What this does is it helps your donor know exactly how their money is going to help right away, but it also drives motivation and helps your messaging rise above the more generic messages that they might see on GivingTuesday, especially if there's someone who's on maybe dozens of nonprofits mailing lists like I am. Note in the Pocket is one nonprofit I've seen do this really well. They're an organization located in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they provide clothing and shoes to under-resourced kids so that they can feel confident when they go to school. For one GivingTuesday, they renamed the day Giving Shoes Day, super cute, and they focused their entire fundraising campaign on the impact that donations could make on providing footwear for the kids that they served. They set an overall goal of raising $25,000, which they noted on their website would help provide about 1,800 pairs of shoes. In other words, $14 would provide 1 pair, $28 would provide 2 pair, and so forth. Think about this for your own organization or social impact project. What is something you could break down in these units? So what is the cost to completely provide the service or the item for the people that you're serving, and multiply that to arrive at your fundraising goal. The second idea on how you can help your GivingTuesday fundraising campaign stand out is to get a donor match. Donor matches are huge for fundraising campaigns. And what you want to do is you want to find one or maybe a small handful of some of your most loyal donors who want to leverage their donation to amplify their impact. So matches work according to the Big Give Research Initiative when fundraising campaigns include a matching element. First of all, donations are more likely. In the survey that they did, 84% of survey respondents said they'd be more likely to donate if a match was included. And think about the psychology of that, right? If you know that you could donate $10, but it's really going to be $20 worth of value to the nonprofit, that's pretty compelling. On top of that, the survey showed that donations might also be bigger. 1 in 3 of the survey respondents said they would consider making an even larger donation than they normally would if a match were included. How do you find a donor willing to provide this match? Well, if you're just starting out in your nonprofit or fundraising journey, I highly recommend working with your board of directors. Your board should be supporting the fundraising for the organization, so maybe they can pool their funds to provide that first match. If you already have a donor base, go through to see who's donated recently or some of your larger donors and see if they'd be willing to provide this year's donation in the form of a match as one of your loyal supporters. Matches can increase your donations, but so can using a platform like Zeffy, which is 100% free for nonprofits. Like I said before, thank you, Zeffy, for sponsoring this special video. So here's the deal. Most fundraising platforms out there take some percentage of the donation provided, usually 3 to 10%, to cover their transaction fees. But Zeffy is the only 100% free fundraising platform for nonprofits. In fact, 25,000 nonprofits across North America are already using Zeffy to raise money for their cause. If you're wondering how it works, donors are invited to optionally contribute extra to cover the transaction fee, but it's not required. Their ease of use and customer service has earned them a 4.8 out of 5 rating on Capterra compared to other similar platforms. Real talk, it's really important for me to personally connect with any brands that I choose to promote and partner with for this channel. So when I met with the Zeffy leadership, I was really excited to hear about their origin as humble volunteers who were working with a lot of different nonprofits and just wanted to figure out how to make a difference. And if you want to experiment with some of these Giving Tuesday ideas and use Zeffy as your platform, you can accept regular donations, but you can also do all sorts of other things like run events, auctions, raffles, and more. So if you are looking for a fundraising platform, whether you're just starting out as a nonprofit or you're already a more established organization, I encourage you to check out Zeffy and let me know what you think. I will leave the link to check them out below this video. The third idea to make your Giving Tuesday fundraising campaign more stand-outish, I'm gonna invent that word, and exciting to donors, is to gamify it. After all, you wanna put the fun in fundraising. Here is a super cool real life example that I found. There's this nonprofit called Treehouse, and they create opportunities for young people in foster care. And what they did was they created a Giving Tuesday bingo card that outlined the different ways that you could support the organization. Or you could even cross off ways on the bingo card that you'd already supported the organization through. So if you've already volunteered for them or you've already donated, you get to check those boxes off right away on that bingo card. And once someone had achieved a bingo through completing a certain number of boxes in a certain order on the card, they could submit the photo of that card to the organization for the chance to win some prizes. I'm curious if you tried anything like this before or have any ideas. Share in the comments. The fourth way to stand out with the Giving Tuesday fundraising campaign is to bring in your community. You want to inspire them to empathize, but also to share your content. The goal here is to invite your past donors, your social media followers, anyone on your newsletter, anyone out there in the community to join in, especially by empathizing with the people that you are working with, that you're serving. What would it be like for them to be in their shoes? The nonprofit Volo Kids Foundation did a really good job of this in their past Giving Tuesday campaign. They are an organization that uses play and sports to help kids thrive and live their best lives. So what they did was they invited their followers to submit stories and content about a time that they played as a young child. What this brilliant campaign did was tap into not just empathy, but a sense of nostalgia. So people got all these warm fuzzies thinking about their playful times as kids, and that made them feel more connected to the cause. And when you feel more personally and emotionally connected to the cause, you're more likely to donate. And the good news is this campaign exceeded its fundraising goals. The fifth idea to liven up your Giving Tuesday fundraising campaign plays on the same idea of helping people connect with your cause, and it is to live stream some behind the scenes operations of your organization. We've talked in past videos about how trust is a really important factor to inspire people to donate, and one way to start building trust is to show people what it actually looks like to do your work. So you can show behind the scenes content and give donors a special look of those operations and efforts. They are also really great because these types of videos can be very shareable and engaging. In one real life Giving Tuesday fundraising campaign example, the ASPCA did a 24-hour live stream where every hour on the hour they popped on showing some new aspect of their work. They introduced people to new staff members. They introduced you to adoptable puppies, which who wouldn't watch that? And they even had a matching donor tapping into that idea we talked about before from Subaru. So they exceeded their $25,000 fundraising goal for this campaign using primarily this online content. Actually, correction, the match from Subaru was $25,000. So this campaign actually raised over $50,000. And the sixth way to try a Giving Tuesday campaign that's going to stand out is to ask for something other than money. For example, you could go in kind and ask for some of the materials and supplies you need to do the work. And you can get really creative with this. I know years ago in my own organization, instead of asking for money on Giving Tuesday, we asked for people to pledge volunteer hours. So they were giving their time. While this didn't help us raise cash that day, what it did do is help us establish relationships with donors and new people who would become donors down the line, because at that point we'd built a relationship with them. So instead of Giving Tuesday as the end of the fundraising campaign, it served as sort of the beginning or the doorway to become a future donor. If you're thinking of participating in Giving Tuesday and planning to use any of these ideas, here are a couple of extra tips to help yourself be successful. The first is to start now and really plan ahead. These campaigns don't come to life overnight. You really want to be strategic and thoughtful about how you're going to do what you're going to do, what your goal is, who your target audience is, etc. Secondly, you can get some free Giving Tuesday marketing assets on the Giving Tuesday website. I'll leave that link below this video too. So that is a way to showcase your organization's involvement in the broader movement. And third, we talked about this a little bit before, but just as a reminder, always emphasize the impact that donors will make by donating, not just before and during the Giving Tuesday campaign, but also after in a nicely written thank you note. I'd love to hear more about what you're thinking about Giving Tuesday. Share your ideas in the comments below. Let's see what you've got cooking. And if you're starting a nonprofit or social enterprise, don't forget to check out our website, changemakercafe.com, where we have some additional resources, and you can join the waiting list for our new Changemaker membership. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you next time.